So yes, after the add to implementing this add to basket, we will be finding something in the basket, that is the when we navigate to the add to cart, that is order summary. So order summary, something like total price, everything. We are going to implement that, but I'm going to attach, that is make the order summary stick to the bottom, so here only, so that you can scroll up your products. The order summary sticks to the bottom. So how to do that? So let me go here. So inside the basket, so after this div, which is what is this div, flex grow, after this let me just create a, so that is underneath this div, I need a sticky um, um, division section. So what this does is, I will say div class name, okay, inside this I'm going to create full, and then LG 80, okay, and then LG sticky. So I'm going to stick it to the bottom, so I'm just mentioning it as sticky, and LG top, I'm going to put it as 4 from the top, and then from the height should be fit, and the background color should be white, and then padding 6, and border, sorry, border, and then the border should be rounded, and border should be first, and then for this responsive order should be last, and then let's have it as a fixed key, and then bottom should be 0, and left also 0, and LG, for the LG left should be bottom. Okay, and after this, let me close this div. So inside this, I'm going to name it as order summary. Order summary. Okay, just save it. So let me go here. Just refresh it. It should be reflecting here soon. Order summary, yes. Okay, maybe let me create an H3 and then show an order summary. I'm going to name it as order summary. And then the H3 should have the class name 64, and then LG should be H. Let me just save this now. Okay, you can see the order summary here, but it should be bold. Sorry, the text should be, this is not this. Let me just change the text. Text size should be XL, and font should be maybe semi-bold. Let's see how does this looks. Yes, you can see order summary here. Yeah, you can see order summary here. So when I just minimize it, it comes to when I just minimize it, it should come down.
Yeah, it is tasked at the
Then,
bottom.
yeah, it is ticked at the bottom. That is what we have done. That is the styling we have done. So we can add some more things here. So let me just add a spacer for the fixed checkout on mobile. So after this, so div that has the class name, and this is the spacer for fixed checkout on mobile. Let's just well, let me just save it. So after this, let's have so inside the order summary, let's have the div, one more div, and we have the class name in it. So inside this, um, we will have one more div for this margin top 4, and then space y2 on the y-axis. So the same way inside this, let's have a paragraph tag. So we need to display the items, right? For that. So let me say it as flex justify between. And after this, let me have a span. So I'm going to say items. So after this span, let's have one more span. That is, we have to push the items from the um, grouped items. So grouped items dot reduce. So reduce the and inside this let me have total comma item, and then it should be total plus item underscore dot quantity. So the item has the quantity, yes, and 0. The same what we did there, we are going to apply it here. So it should be grouped items. Grouped items dot. So, but we have some issues in it. So items, grouped items dot reduce. Basket items is not, right, is not coming. So inside this bracket, let me give grouped items. I think this line we have already done it somewhere.
Yeah, 33.
where we have done.
In 33 line, we mapped in the grouped items.
Yes, but why?
Okay. For the item content, no. For price, we did reduce.
So there was an issue regarding the grouped items, so it shouldn't. Okay. There is some syntax error. It should have a bracket on the out. Now it should work fine. And then we should display the total as well, the same way. I am going to, after this paragraph, I am going to create one more paragraph. And inside this, we are going to have two span first. Before that, let me create the class name. Flex justify between, and the text should be 12 of large and font should be bold, and the border maybe hyphen, and then pt equal to 2. Inside this, the same span. Let me display it as total. And span, we have to display the amount. So that is that. Let me just do use basket. Use basket store dot get state. Okay. From that, I'm going to get the total price, and then I'm going to fix it to point to the same what we did before. So, and then so it should have so yes, the currency should be this. Okay. Just save this. So let's go here. So you can see order summary items has been displayed and the total is also displayed. So the next thing we are going to do is we have to check whether it is to handle summary, to handle the summary, order summary, the checkout button, you have to check whether it is signed in or not. So what I'm going to do, so we are going to handle the checkout. So if it is signed in, on click of checkout, you will be going to the payment page. If it is not signed in, then we'll be showing a button called sign in to checkout. So we will do that. So the next thing we are going to do is that, just a minute. I think I have the code for this. So most of the add to basket functionality is completed. The next thing we are going to do is we will just implement the checkout. So the checkout and the payment. Just a minute, I will just take the code. Oh, got it. So after this, okay, total span, paragraph tag, edit tag. Yes, let's keep this is signed in the checkout button here. So this signed in is to be imported from clerk. Okay. So if I am not signed in, so there will be a button sign in to checkout. So if I'm signed in, so you have the handle checkout on click. You have to handle the checkout. You have to create the handle checkout functionality. Let's do the.
Where you added these sign in buttons after. Okay.
So
Let
after
me
this
see.
paragraph and after this div.
Okay.
So let's go and create a handle checkout functionality. So let me go to the top. So if I go to the top, let's create a handle checkout functionality. What I'm going to do after this, I'm going to simply say constant handle checkout. So it's an asynchronous function. So async, and then it should be a um, arrow function. Okay, and then this with this. So at this point, okay, that is our application. You can see the checkout here. So because we are already signed in, so that you can just see the checkout button, else it will show the. So let me just try to sign out. I click on this, sign out. Will I be able to? Okay. Now you can see sign into checkout. So we have given the condition. If it is not signed in, then just say sign in to checkout. If it is signed in, then you can just simply give the button checkout. So let's handle the signed in function. So what I'm going to do inside this. So first, if signed in, check the event and then return and set is loading to true. So first, let me go here. So if I sign out, so let me just sign out here. And if you go to the basket, so if I click on this sign in to checkout, it will just pop up the sign in page. You can just sign in there. And here you can see checkout. If I click on checkout, you can just see processing. This is because of we are setting is loading to true. So if the loading is true, then you have to display processing. Where we defined here, we have defined in the bottom. So you can see here, if is the loading is true, then processing. Else you can just simply check out. So but still is the loading is processing. It is because we didn't handle the error. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the try catch block. So if it is fetching something, then the loading is true. Else the loading should be false, because it should not give a false report to the user that it is still loading. If there is an error, then the processing should be not displayed. So I'm going to say um, console.log error. Okay. And finally, set loading is set to false. Finally, using the finally keyword, um, set is loading is set to false. So the next thing, what we are going to do is essentially we will be doing a Stripe checkout session. When I click on this checkout, so when there is an error, it should set the loading to false. Now when I click on checkout, it is not showing me processing, because there is nothing in the try. There is nothing coming. So there is no data coming. So there is some error. So it is empty. So it is changed to false. So what we have to do, we are going to implement. I will just open the Miro code. So we are going to implement the checkout functionality. Checkout functionality is nothing but using the payment. Payment we are using Stripe here. So what we are doing is we have implemented add to cart functionality with checkout. So what we are basically send the user to Stripe for the payment when you click on checkout. So and then what we are going process the payment and save it in our backend. Okay. So that later we can use to complete order and track. So this is what we are going to do. So what I'm going to do, first step is to, so let's create a metadata. So just see and understand what is what we are going to send. So const, so metadata. So we are not having metadata at the moment, but just understand metadata. So inside this, I'm going to have order number, okay, and crypto dot random id uid. So I'll just explain all this, and then customer name. We are going to send the customer name, user dot if the user exists, then full name. The full name is exist, then you have to give, else it should be unknown. Okay. And then the same for customer email. Okay. Should check the user. Okay. Then email address. So dot email address should be unknown if it is not there. And then clerk user ID. We have to send our clerk user ID so that it can be stored. It can be helped to store in our clerk. So user exists, then ID should be there. For now, we don't have the metadata. So for now, we could just assume that metadata is up here. So it's like export type, and I'm going to say it as metadata, and I'm going to have everything. So just for now the implementation will be like this. So I'm going to copy all this. I'm going to give the structure to it, that is the type. So everything is string. String to everything. Done. So export type metadata. So this metadata is user ID is not, yeah, this also is string, but why I'm getting error? String underpoint. Okay, the ID is not there, then it is. But there should be definitely an ID. Here I'm going to just give the condition. I'm going to change the condition. If the user doesn't exist, then we can just give the ID. So here the example of the order number should be, it should look something like this. Maybe it should have a combination of all, all the alphabets and numbers A, B, G, L, S, and some ASK. And it should have only 5. Yeah, like this. So, okay, we have set up the metadata. This is the first step for the checkout. We have to set up the metadata. The next step, what we are going to do is we are going to check the checkout URL. So, const, I'm going to say check out URL, and then I'm going to get the URL from await create. Maybe I will create a checkout session. Inside this, I'm going to pass grouped items and metadata into it. Oh, sorry, metadata into it. So after this, we are going to check if checkout URL exists, then window.location.href is checkout URL. the Windows href is. So that's it. So coming to this window dot location dot href. So it is basically a property in JS that represents the current URL of the browser window. So it's like to get the current URL. You can also redirect to the some other URL. If I give window.href to our in this checkout URL, if I give some other URL, then it will navigate to that URL. So it's like the property redirecting to the another URL. So the error in the console will be something like this. Error creating checkout session. So like this. So let's create the checkout section. So now we are going to learn about something called server actions, which are incredibly important. So server actions. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the app and to the root level, that is the top level of this application, e-commerce application. So I'm going to create a folder inside this, not inside the app, that's in the outer level. Just need to create the code in the outer level of that is the top level. Let me just go here. Let me just create a new folder called actions. So we are going to create a folder called actions. Likewise, what we did created like store and everything. So I'm going to name it as create checkout session.
Okay, now for us, we have to create
Please.
inside source, right?
Yes, exactly. If you have source, you have to create inside source.
Okay.
So inside source only you have all these files, right?
Hmm.
Next app and components, everything, right?
No, next is outside. Next node module, public. These three are outside.
Okay, public, everything is outside, but it's okay. So you have created the store inside this source, right?
Yes, the basket store, yes.
Yeah, the same way you have to create actions.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do, basically, let's go here. Let's go to this basket. So here we have created the metadata. I'm just going to simply copy this. So the first thing first, every server action should say it as use server. So this is the first, sorry, this is not cats, this is not. So this is the first thing you have to do when you create any server action. So inside this, what I'm going to have, the second step is metadata. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the metadata here. So, and down here, I'm going to import it from, just a minute. So let me just say I'm going to import it from import metadata, yeah, from actions, okay? And then I'm going to import, so let me just save this first. You know, the metadata is done. So let's go back here and let's just create an helper function. So what we have done in the server action, we have just created a actions folder in the root, and inside this we have created the checkout session.ts. So just going to copy this name. So, and as I said, it is important to create to give use server for the server component. That is the very important, and then define the metadata. So, and after that, we are going to create the helper function. So let me go here. Let me go to create checkout session. So type, so group, so I'm going to export it, import it from the basket items in the store. So I'm going to use import product. Product is should be the basket items which is stored in the store. From this, we have something called the product. And then let's have quantity. So keep an eye on the brackets. It should be square bracket. So from there, I'm going to have quantity. Okay. Quantity should be number. Okay. So So what else we are going to have? We are going to have expert async function, and then I'm going to create checkout session, and it should have items from the group basket items from the group, okay, group basket item, and then the metadata from the, I'm going to name it as metadata, and it is going to quote from the metadata, okay. And then inside this, we are going to have a try catch block. So try and catch should catch the error. So syntax, let's do this. Let me just save this. So inside the try, so what we are going to do, we are going to get the error, which is going to throw the error. So this is as simple as it is. So I'm going to throw the error. Inside the try, so the first thing you are going to do in the checkout is check if any items, any group items uh, don't have a price. So if they don't have the price, you have to say, throw an error. Some items don't have a price. So it can happen in many of the e-commerce applications. So it is better, always better to check this out before have this condition before doing the checkout. So check if the items without price. So how it is should be items dot filter. I'm going to filter the items which doesn't have price in it. So filter item which doesn't item dot product dot price. Okay, so after that, if the length of this is greater than 0, so if it has something, then you have to throw an error, that is price dot length is greater than 0, then you have to throw new error. Inside the error, I'm going to say some items doesn't have price. So not now. So this is the first condition we are going to check, and we have implemented it. So the next thing we are going to do is, so check if the customer with email ID we are passing in is already in Stripe. Okay. So for this, we need Stripe. So we are going to use Stripe for checking whether the email ID of this person is, whether they are already registered in the Stripe, we need to check. So we need to implement Stripe here. So the next step we are going to do is implementing Stripe for payment. Implementing Stripe for payment. So, uh, so Stripe helps us to manage all our payments. So let's do this. So what I'm going to do, so go into the Stripe and create a new account. So if you see here, so you have an option called create an account. Let's create a new account in it. So I'm going to give my email. I'm going to give a preferred password. Okay. So I'm going to say create, maybe I can just simply sign up with Google or just create an account with the password. I'll just so it says name. So yes, the account has been created. So we have some more option called welcome to Stripe answer. No, skip for now. Skip for now. Go to sandbox. So we have something called developer mode. I'm not sure. Okay. I'm just searching that we can just for now. Just a minute. I'm just searching. The setup has been changed. So I'm just searching where we can find the developer mode. This. Let me just search developer. If I go to developer, so what I can see here, right, using this, start using workbench. Okay. I'm just seeing it, just a minute. Just simply answer these questions. It is just asking for business details, which we don't know now, like we're just simply using the developer mode. So I'm not sure why we are not seeing. Usually there, you can see something called the developer notes here. Okay. So, so you have something called API keys. Okay. Okay. It is already in the developer mode. So when I click on this, so yes, I think it is already in the developers. Um, so yes. So when I search for developer, that shows something called workbench and developers here. So you can just use it. Before that, what I'm going to do, let's, before that, let's go to our live. Let's create something called, a file called stripe.ts. Inside the live, I'm going to create a file, stripe.ts. Now, so this is where we also need to install Stripe in our console. So what I'm going to do, npm install Stripe. So if I go here, npm I Stripe is the command. So it is taking time for me to load again. So yes, you can just use npm I Stripe just to install it. Oh, why this is Okay. npm I let it get installed. So likewise, how did we connected the Sanity and our application together? So to connect our Stripe and our application together, so we need a secret key. Okay, I just we need to generate a secret key to combine our, that is to integrate our application and the Stripe. So let's go to our code. So the first thing we have already done in the Sanity, the same I'm going to do. I'm going to the environment variable env.local. So here we have Sanity token, clerk token, everything the same way. I'm going to create key for my Stripe secret key. So I'm going to give Stripe secret key. So this key, where do we get from? Let's go to our so let's go to our Stripe page. So you have got the secret key here in this page.
Kitna in Stripe, you selected sandbox. Two options are there, na? Test
Yeah,
mode
I just
and
selected sandbox
sandbox. Okay.
because it is only for the testing, right? We don't need a, we are not,
And
we cannot implement a proper payment.
yeah, and if I like how to change it to this one, sandbox.
So you have created the original, that is live account.
I don't know, it is confusing. My account is already there, but I don't know how. And it is showing me default site name inside it, yen.baby sites.sc. Is it so or same with you when you logged in?
No, just type search for developers in the search. Did
Yeah.
you find something called developer?
Yes, but test mode is coming instead of sandbox. Okay, no worries. I'll configure again, and if I find any difficulty, I'll text
Yeah,
you.
test mode. If it is test mode coming, next to test mode, you will find developers. No, you didn't find.
Yeah, but the option is disabled to exit the test mode.
Uh-huh. Then I'm not sure. You have to get help from
Mm,
Google or something to how to
yeah,
disable that.
yeah. Okay. Okay, I'll do. No worries.
So here you'll have something called publishable key, standard keys. Inside the standard, under the standard keys, you have publishable key and secret key. Just copy the secret key and just paste it here. I just simply placed it here.
Itna, which one? Secret key or publishable key? What did you?
Secret key.
Okay.
So let's go to our actual functionality. What I'm going to do is I'm going here to the stripe.ts, which we have created after means after pasting my secret key. I'll go to stripe.ts. Let's import Stripe because we have installed it. We have to import Stripe. Well, it is not working. Why? That's fine. So I'm just giving it as here constant Stripe, and then I'm going to give new. So this is the syntax, new Stripe, and inside the Stripe I'm going to have process. So to connect it, process, from the process, the environmental variable dot stripe secret key. So what we have created, the same variable I'm going to use here, stripe secret. If it is not there, so just checking the condition, and then after this, oh sorry, so after this and comma, inside this I want to do one thing. So export is first. So, and then we are going to set the API version, and the API version should be, you can see the suggestion here, 2007. Okay, use the latest API version. What shows for you? So use latest API. So for this Stripe secret key, so we are going to have a check if if the Stripe key doesn't exist. So I'm going to say throw an error, Stripe key is not set. Maybe Stripe secret key is not set. Let me just save this file. So now we got the Stripe with which has gotten connected to the our application. So the next thing what I'm going to do here, So the next thing is we are going to create an helper function by Nextjs, which helps us to handle the, just a minute, why it is not, yep, which helps us to handle the Stripe payment, that is the connection between the server and the Stripe. So So at this point, we are going to here, that is create checkout statement and get access to our Stripe. So I'm going to check if the customer, this email ID we are passing is already existing. So to do that, so search for existing customer. So I'm going to do constant customer. I'm going to await Stripe. So await Stripe dot customer list. Customers. So you have something in the Stripe, that is you can just get the customer list. So inside this, you can just simply write email and then metadata dot customer email. And then we are going to have the limit as 1. So this Stripe, I'm going to import the Stripe. Sure, whether should we have to import Stripe from the live Stripe, or we are going to simply this is fine. And this is correct. Yes, we have checked this condition and we have limited it to 1. So we will get the customer email, that is searching for the existing email. So then basically we are going to implement the checkout session. So what we have done, we have got the secret key and we have created the connection inside the stripe.ts. So we place the secret key in the live. Then what we are going to do, implemented search for existing user in server action. Server action is create checkout session. Okay, I'll just simply say server action. And then the next thing we have to implement is the checkout session. When you create a checkout, when you click on checkout, there should be a checkout session and showing that this is the total amount. Are you ready to check out and those kind of thing. So how to do that? So it is very straightforward. We are going to create something called the session here. I'm going to create const session in the create checkout section. Const session and then await stripe.checkout.sessions.create. Okay, and then we are passing the params. Okay, a couple of things here now. So the first thing I'm going to do is passing the customer ID. So customer equal to customer ID. So I'm going to declare the customer ID here. Let customer ID string and or it is undefined. So if the customers dot data dot length is greater than 0, then the customer ID exists. So I'm going to check. So if it is exist, then the customer ID will be customer dot data 0 ID. Sorry. Yes. It is obvious that is we are using customers, but why it is showing error? So what I'm going to do, let's name it as customers because it will be confusing them. Okay. So we have had the customer here and we get the customer ID. So the first thing I'm going to do is the customer creation. So the customer creation. So all these are properties in the Stripe. So we have to check whether the customer ID is undefined or always. If the customer ID is present, so when the customer ID is present, undefined means we don't need to pass the customer creation. Otherwise, we will use this always to create. This will create the customer creation. Okay. So the second thing I'm going to check whether the customer ID is already present. If it is not present, then the metadata will hold the customer email, else it will be undefined. So then the next one is the mode, which is payment. And we are going to, okay, so here it is showing. And then we are going to allow promotion codes. So as soon as I type allow, you can see everything is provided by the Stripe. Allow promotion code, if I set true, then promotion code we can set. And we are going to have a success URL, and then we are going to have a cancel URL. So success URL. So it's going to go to the Vercel. So dollar inside this we have one more code. I'm going to say HTTPS. So make sure take time and do this part. So we are going to take the link from the process.environment.vercel environmental.vercel, because we are going to deploy it in Vercel URL, and then or what is this or process public base URL, or instead of Vercel URL you are going to have public base URL, which is this public base URL, which is the local host. So if it is deployed in Vercel, then it should be in the Vercel environment. Else it should be in the public base URL. And then I'm closing this, and what I'm going to do. So we are going to continue the rest. That is, I'm going to display success and check whether the session ID is checkout session ID. So you have something called checkout session underscore ID and order number equal to metadata dot order number. So this is the success URL. So we are also going to have the cancel URL. So this was a URL, it is not defined for now. So this base URL, it is also not defined. Okay. So let's create the cancel URL, and then let's just do the rest of it. So I'm going to see this. Okay. So after this, it goes back to the basket. And I'm just closing this. So what I am saying here is use the Vercel URL. So I'm going to append it with the HTTPS, or use our local base URL. So it has the following appended to it. Okay. So what it is doing is it is either using one or the other and following the success. The same way, it is whether if we deploy it in the Vercel, it will use the Vercel URL. Else it will be using the base URL. Base URL is nothing but the local host. It will navigate back to the basket. So the next most important thing is the items, like what we are actually buying. So if I have t-shirt or skirt, what I'm actually buying, I need to display it here. So, so what we are going to do is line items. So just a minute. So, okay. So do you guys have time? Shall we continue till 4? Oh, I didn't see the time. Do you still have time or you have any plans?
No, Kirtana, for me.
What about others? Himane, Samaikya.
Yes, Kirtana. Yeah.
Okay. Because we will try to complete this Stripe payment part, so
Okay.
that Stripe payment, and that later we can uh, build the custom hook. So that will be the last, and then we will be just deploying the build. So we are almost near the end. So let's finish this. If we break this, then we won't get the continuity.
Okay. Yeah.
So the line items, that is, we are going to get the items which we are ordering now. So items dot map, I'm going to get the item inside this item. I'm going to map each and every item what I receive. Just a minute. Okay, inside this, I'm going to have the price data. Yes. And this price data is nothing but the currency, and the currency will be in maybe GBP, because we have written everything in pounds. So unit amount. uh, so I'm going to round this amount, map dot round, and then I'm going to have the item dot product dot price, and I'm going to 100. So let's then get the quantity as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the quantity, item dot quantity. Oh yes. So I have to close this here, and then we need to close this here. have done some mistake in. So after this, everything, I'm going to return session dot URL. Just save this. Just a minute. So yes, we have done with the URL. So we the thing which we are enclosing, the everything is in the bracket, and the HTTPS everything we are appending to the URL. So success session
Teacher,
ID.
here,
So
yeah, in line 46, you misspelled the success spelling. Bracket, when bracket closed, after that, slash success, question mark session. In success, you miss C.
thank you.
And same for checkout. Like in the same line, ID equals to checkout spelling. Yeah.
Okay, yes. Thank you for letting me check out. So this checkout session ID will be automatically pre-filled by the Stripe. So we don't need to fill this. Because of this only I have given it like this. But this process environment URL, this URL we need to give, and we need to give the metadata. That is the order number. So after getting the currency unit amount, and we are going to get the product data, actual product data. So to get the product data, we have something like this. And what I'm going to do, so so inside this product data, what I'm going to do, let me just get the name. So the name will be item dot product name. From the product we'll be getting the name. Okay, and then if it is not there, then it should be unnamed product. Yeah, after this I'm going to have description. So I did product ID, and then we are going to get the product ID from this. So item, the same, item dot product dot ID. ID. Yes, we have gotten the ID. And then the next thing is the metadata. So I'm going to get the metadata, and I'm going to give the ID. So ID should be item dot product dot ID. Okay, so after this, I'm going to get the images as well. So images should be item dot product dot image from the item. So product dot image. Okay, and then if the image exists, then you have to get it from the image URL, which is the live, and item dot product dot image. image, so it should be placed in the bracket, that is the circular bracket, and the image dot URL. It should be like this. And after this, if it is not there, it should be undefined. Yes. So here we have the name, which we are going to call it as product data, and we have description with the product ID, and we have the metadata. This is very important. So we need the ID later on. So by this, how we can make the connection between the Sanity DB and the Stripe. And then we have images, and we just pass the image URL, and yeah. So after this, we have returning the session URL. So this is now the entire create checkout session has done. So let me come down here. Let me just import the update, create session checkout. Yes. So let's just test it. So it should go to a checkout page. Fingers crossed. Let's just check. Let me go to the application. When I click on checkout, it should go to the Stripe payment with the card details and the total amount. Let's just reloading. Aha, it is still loading. Just a minute. Let me just stop sharing and reshare it. Maybe sharing, due to the sharing also it can happen. So if it is working, then what we have done today is correct. So we didn't make any mistake, and we have done it. So
Kirtana, can you just share the basket page.tsx file code?
yeah, I will just show.
Yes.
So I have difficulty in navigating now. My system is, and just a minute. Oh, I will just rejoin again, guys. Just try this and rejoin again. Just a minute.
Okay.
Yes, I will just share my screen. My application has running. I could see the Stripe payment page. Mm, Can I see my page here?
No, Kirtana.
Now it has become blank. This is happening. So, okay. Here you can see the checkout button, which is being displayed here. So in the basket, I have so yes. So in the basket, I have 6 items, 4 skirts, which is of amount 2,000 and 1,200. So total 3,200. Total 6 items. If since we have as soon as you click on checkout, so we have created the session using the live, and then we have given all the thing in the create checkout session page, and we have implemented that in our this page, that is the basket page. Let's go. If I click on checkout, so it automatically takes out to the Stripe page. You can see the URL in the top. So it says that Stripe checkout stripe.com, but it is taking time to load. So usually it won't happen because of my system. It is taking time to load, but not sure. It was coming before. Oh, yes. I think when you do, you will also get, because since I shared my screen, my system is becoming slow way more. So you will see a page. Just a minute. Let me just, if I refresh, then it will get stuck again. No, guys, bad luck. It is not working. It is working, but my due to my system issue, it is taking time to load when I share screen with Zoom. Even if I try to resolve it, I couldn't do it, but it's okay. So I'm going to stop it today. So stop till this today. So tomorrow we will continue with the rest of the part, that is what is happening with the session. So once you create the session, what we need to do, whether new customer is created in our Stripe or not, we will compare with our Sanity and Stripe, and we will implement all those things tomorrow. So yes, Renuka, you just asked about the basket code, right?
Yes, yes, Kirtana.
Okay. So what else I need to share? Is it enough if I share only the basket code?
Yes, Kirtana.
I also needed, I missed in between.
Okay, the basket.
Yes, basket page.
Okay, yeah, sure. So I will just share when I end this session. Yes.
Can you share it now if your system is working? Because I have to check the Stripe part.
Aha, just a minute. So the Stripe window has opened for me now. This
Okay.
is the
Okay.
Stripe part. We have given all this total and everything to the Stripe, and the Stripe is now reflecting it back.
Okay.
Just open the Slack. And after this Stripe, we will also build the success page. That is, if the payment is successful, thank you for your order. So the next thing we will do is that, and then we will build the order page, and then mostly we will be ending the session there. So we will do the deployment, that is deploying it in a version. So that is the plan for next. So wait just a minute. Just here, so basket page.tsx. And let's, yeah, have shared it. And yes, Humana, you can just try and confirm whether it is working for you or not.
Okay. Oh, it takes time because I have to do the configuration again for Stripe.
Okay, yeah, fine. But it should work. We did
Mm.
in complex code, and we just added the secret key, nothing else.
Mm. Okay, no, my page is not showing error. This one basket before that it is showing error. That's why.
Ah, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
okay. I'm
Okay then.
stopping recording.